Alright guys, so what we're going to be doing today is replacing a temperature sensor for your CLEVERSPA, which is a HL error code, and we'll be taking that apart as well. We're going to replace and put a new heater element in as well. So if your hot tub's not heating, this video will help you out on that as well. Both of this one has a plastic top here. Some may have a polystyrene piece here that you can just cut the sellotape and take it off, whereas this one has a hard shell. So you've got 3 screws, one at the back and one at the side. We just take them off and pop the top off. So now the top's off. We've just got 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4. These have got tiny little 4M bolts underneath that they might drop out, so just bear that in mind. You're going to have bolts falling out the bottom here, and then that will remove the cover. I'll link now to the video, guys, to remove this from your hot tub liner. So refer back to that to get it out of your liner, then come back to this video to repair your sensor and your temperature sensor and your heater element. Right, so the top is off now. Now we can see inside. So you've got your heating element there, temperature sensors there, which goes into your PCB, your printed circuit board, which is inside this housing there. So we're just going to rip off the heater and change that. So this top cover comes off with these 3 little screws. This cap comes off. So now the cap is off, as you can see. Make sure obviously nothing's plugged in. We've got your power feed, plus and minus, and we've got a jumper here as well, which lets the power continue through the elements and then come back. If by any chance you've got any there's rust here, some of these do leak. Just be really careful, because you'll ruin these screws. If you're doing too hard and they're rusted in, then what you have to do is source a complete housing, which you can get on eBay for about £10. But don't forget, for the temperature sensor and the heaters, available on the website lazyrepair.co.uk, or you can send me your unit for me to do it for you. When pulling these off, guys, just be careful. Take your insulators off first. Some of these are built nice, some of these are built good, some of them aren't. It varies on from machine to machine whether these are done up nice and crimped up nice and tight or not. So just take your time. With your screws as well, take your time. Don't over tighten them as well. Like I say, some of them are built terribly, some of them are built okay. Right, so there's the heater element ready to go back in. It's a new one with the housing, with screws, your bolts. Don't lose your washer for your earthing cable. So we'll put this back together and pop it back into the machine. So your housing just goes into this chamber here, and you've got your filtration pump at the bottom there. You can see it with the impeller down there. Right guys, so that's all back in now, all screwed in. If these screws, if you lose these, you can tighten these up and they're not tightening. What you can do is get yourself a cable tie, put a cable tie inside the hole with the screw, and then that will bite, because sometimes if you over tighten these, you'll not be able to tighten them up. So all this is down, put the screws down, put the earthing cable on, we'll just put the cap back on, put these 3 screws back in, 1, 2, 3. And then that's your heater element changed. Alright. So now we're going to remove the temperature sensor. This is a newer style. If you've got an older style, it won't have these screws. It will be just glued straight into the inlet. So what you'll have to do is, with a small pilot drill, is start to drill some of this adhesive out, so that you can slowly work this out and pull the temperature sensor out, And then what you can do is with the adhesive, I'll show you in a second, is just re-glue your replacement in there. Right, so I took 3 screws out of the cover for the PCB housing. Then just swing that open. Then your PC printer circuit will pop out. Your temperature sensor is this one there, where I'm pointing to. So these are glued in. You need to break that glue seal carefully with a sharp blade. Pull that out, and then all you do is plug your replacement one, which is available on the website laserrepair.co.uk. That just plugs straight back in there, and your temperature sensor, I'll show you how to do that in a sec. So temperature sensor is out. So what we need to do now is remove this sensor from this housing. So we'll cut the cable off and slowly, carefully scrape this adhesive away, and then we need to carefully remove this sensor. Be really careful with this bit, guy, because this can snap inside there. Then you'd have to drill it out. Right, so what I've done is just drilled the last bit of glue out. Used the same size drill bit as the temperature sensor. Right, so to re-glue the temperature sensor back into its housing, we'll use this JB Weld. It's a 2-part epoxy, so just mix 2 little pea sides, mix them together, and just glue the top of your temperature sensor back in so it's nice and watertight. Right, so as you can see, that is back in there now, nice and watertight. Let that set. I plugged it back into the PCB. PCB we're going to shove it back into its housing, and then we'll just bolt it all back up again. Right guys, so that one's all done. So the HL error code is fixed, and the temp, if it's not heating, then you've got a new heater in there. And links are down in below if you want to purchase these items, or you can send me your unit and I can do this for you if you're not confident. Links are down below. Give us a thumbs up please, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.